Hi everybody and welcome. I'm really excited because I get to make my first Flosstube video that I've been wanting to make for a very long time, but things have gotten in my way, and I'll go over some of that in a little bit. This could be a little long because it is an introduction and I've got to tell you all about me. So this might take a minute, but that's okay. I like long videos. I like short videos. I like them all. As long as they're on Flosstube and I'm getting to see beautiful work, I love it. So, I got my notes over here. First off, I want to let you know that I am from Texas. I'm from Texas all my life. True Texan. Love Texas. But being from Texas, I'm one of the Texas girls who talk really fast. So, I also do a lot of public speaking in the hobby group that I have. I'm usually speaking in front of a large crowd of people. And I always tell them, I know I talk fast. I've tried to slow it down. I can't. You're just going to have to listen as fast as I talk. Usually gets a little giggle, but they understand that I'm not trying to rush through anything. I just talk really that fast. You can write down an hour's worth of talk and I'll be done in 30 minutes because I can really put it out there. First of all, I want to tell you how I found Flosstube. Because I am an embroiderer and a crocheter. That's my first passion, my first love. I've been doing that for a very long time. I tried cross stitch back in the days when the geese had ribbons and the teddy bears had hats, and there were some freaky little kids with no faces and such that I didn't like. I found them a little creepy. So I attempted it, put it to the side because it just was not for me at the time. And I moved on to embroidery, which I love, and I still love, and crocheting. So my husband watches YouTube a lot to get information on how to repair things and such. My daughter and my sons watch it all the time. I mean, that's their generation. They're always on YouTube. So I was at home one day and I said, I wonder if there's any embroidery videos on YouTube. And so I put it in and I searched for it. And I came across a Chrissy's Crafts. She's from the UK. She's American, but she lives there with her husband and children. And she does gorgeous embroidery, wonderful crocheting. And she hooked me. I was like, oh, I gotta watch this. But she's not Flosstube. She's just different YouTube. Just YouTube. And so I got to thinking, well, if I found one, I can find more. And so I started tapping in and different stuff. And I came across Flosstube. And I was hooked. Now, I always said I didn't want to do cross stitch because I'm a free spirit. And if I want to put a leaf in a tree, then I want to put a leaf in a tree. And I don't want to have to chart it. I'm just I'm too wild for that, you know, kind of thing. But I had a couple friends also that did cross stitch. So anyway, I found Flosstube and was hooked. These people were doing works of art. I had never seen any of these patterns. It was a new world just opened up to me. Those full coverage pieces, oh Lord, bless their hearts. They're true artists to sit there and just do that. So that's how I found it. I was just flipping through, found it. Why do I like Flosstube so much? Because I was hooked the first video I watched. And it's because, I'm not going to make this story very long, but my daughter was in massage therapy school, working full-time and doing her internship. So she had our Pathfinder. And my husband had our truck. And he has a motorcycle, a Gold Wing, that he rides. But in cold weather, and he pushes it to the very end because he loves to ride. But in cold weather, my daughter would have the Pathfinder, my husband would have the truck, and somewhere in between, they were trying to get me to work and pick me back up. So, it wasn't working out. I was working retail, and it was just better if I just went on and quit and stayed home, because the stress of trying to get me back and forth was really getting hard. So I was at home by myself the majority of the time. All my friends work. My husband works. My daughter's, well, she was really busy. So I was alone most of the time. Now, I'm not complaining. I like being alone. I love my house. I find joy in washing the dishes. I find joy in doing laundry. I enjoy mopping my floor. It might seem odd, but I love my house. I love my family, and I enjoy being here. However, sometimes it gets really quiet, especially when the dogs are outside. I have some dogs. I'll tell you about that a little bit later. So it gets really quiet. So when I found Flosstube, it was like having a person in my front room. We weren't having a conversation together. Well, it's okay. Sometimes I might have spoke back a little bit, but for the most part, it was just one person. It was a human being, and they were just speaking, and a lot of times speaking from their heart. It wasn't music that was playing or a TV show where everything's rehearsed and it's actors. It was a person. And although they weren't physically in front of me, there was a human being. And I was learning from them and listening to them and enjoying them. So I fell in love with Flosstube. And even my husband, when I was telling him about that, he goes, yeah, it feels a need that you have right now because you're in this situation. And I'm not a big shopper. I don't even want to go to Ross or anything like that. That's just like, oh, no. Nope. I'll go grocery shopping because I'm a foodie. I love to cook and eat. But, so I'm not a big shopper. So to get out and meet people like that, not a big thing. I do have a hobby group and I am very social. Don't get me wrong. I am social. I just don't like to shop. So it felt a need and I loved it. And I continue to love it. Still to this day, I continue to love it and finding new people all the time. So then I figured out, why do I want to be a part of this community so bad? Because within a month, I knew I wanted to make Flosstube videos. But why did it pull on my heart so much that I wanted to do this? Well, I'll tell you. Because we were out running around one day, me and my hubby, and I get a ding, a notification. Somebody had posted something. And when I went to look it up popped several of my favorite Flosstubers. And when I was looking at it, I looked at my phone, I looked at it, and it just made me smile. I was like, oh my gosh, my friends. And I thought, you know what? If I can consider these people my friends, and I've never even met them, I got to be a part of this because I want to get closer to these people and closer to this community. And I know it sounds kind of odd unless you're part of this community. And then it doesn't sound so odd at all. So I really want to be a part of it. And I decided several months ago that that's what I was going to do. I was going to make a Flosstube. However, in my hobby group, I had some very big events. And so I knew it was not going to be till end of November to December before I could actually do it. Because when I do something, I do it 100%. And I didn't want to start something and then just get overwhelmed because I had so much on my plate. And I did. In August, in my hobby group, we had a big demo at a CTC college in Killeen, where we demo all the stuff we do. It's a medieval Renaissance reenactment group. And so we reenact the fighting, the arts and sciences, how they acted, things like that. So it's a big 2-day ordeal. And we build up to that. And we plan it and we organize it and we put up like a zillion tents. It's a big thing. So I was a part of that. So August was taken up by that. I needed to concentrate on that. September, I had a huge event the second weekend of September, and in our hobby group again. In this event, to speak where you could kind of understand it, think of it as a regional event. It was open to Oklahoma and Tennessee artisans within our hobby group, and our hobby group is worldwide. It's huge. You can look it up. It's the Society for Creative Anachronism. I'll even try to link that stuff at the bottom. As a matter of fact, I'm going to write that note right now so I won't forget that. It's a wonderful organization, and I have a lot of fun. So we had that, and we had like over 50 artisans coming from all around to show their arts, their medieval arts and sciences is what we call it because it's a science and an art. You could choose to do either or both, but really amazing stuff. When you follow the link, look at some of the arts, and you'll see the love I have in my heart for some of the, like Arlene, who gets into black work. So that was September. October, I lead a medieval cooking guild here in my house once a month. So our cooking guild was asked to do a luncheon for 400 to 450 people in Fort Worth. So, okay, I'm assuming everybody knows that. I live in Killeen, Texas. Fort Worth is 2.5 to 3 hours away from me. So we had to organize getting the money to buy the stuff from Fort Worth, do the shopping here, do all the pre-cooking here as much as we could get cooked here, and then take all of the food and equipment 3 hours away and set up behind a building who didn't give us water access or electricity. It was a tough situation, but it took all that planning. That was November. In November, I was like, I'm done. I can get free. I can make a Flosstube video. I can move on with some of my arts that I want to do. But no, I get contacted and say, hey, we need someone to organize this event. November 11th, 10th and 11th. Can you do it? And I was like, you know what? The group needed it. I'm big about service, and if this group won't survive unless people are working toward keeping it going. You know, not that we're in danger or anything like that, but that's my belief, that you work towards always giving, and it keeps it alive and growing. So now I'm into November. And so I get right out of October, and 1 month later, I have another huge event. So I'm overlapping, getting stuff done, working up to this. And it was my birthday weekend. So that came and passed, and all of these went wonderful, by the way. They were successes. People enjoyed them. A+. But as soon as that weekend was over, and my birthday was over, and we went out to eat, I started making plans on what I want to do. And one of that is my cooking guild and my embroidery guild. I want to make sure that they're up and running and good and solid and healthy, because I've not been able to give them as much attention as I wanted to in the past. But the other thing was, wanted to start my Flosstube video. It's on my to-do list. I'm a big to-do list girl. I've always got a to-do list. So here it is, end of November, and I'm getting to make it. And I am super stoked. I hope that I'm welcomed into the community. I don't see that I won't be, because this community is so welcoming and loving. I love it. So how did I get into cross stitch? When I said back in the day, I didn't enjoy it. Well, I've got a friend who does cross stitch, and she came to me and she said, will you teach me embroidery? And I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. And she was like, well, maybe I can get you hooked back into cross stitch. And I was like, no, free spirit here. You know, don't want to chart a leaf. Just want to throw it in there when I can. And she's like, okay, you know, she never pushed. Don't get me wrong, she never pushed. But we went, I don't know what month, several months back, we went to Hobby Lobby to pick up some things. We were working on some stuff at my house, and we ran out of supplies. So we like, well, let's run to Hobby Lobby. So I ran to Hobby Lobby, and she went to the cross stitch section, and of course I went to the embroidery section, which is on the same aisle. And we're looking around at things, and Hobby Lobby's real. It doesn't have a lot, and everybody knows that. I wish they had more, but they don't. And so we were walking out on an end cap. There was these Halloween. This was, I think, I want to say August. It was very hot, so it's probably August. And they had Halloween ornaments on the thing. And I was like, I picked one up, and I go, hey, Renee, maybe I'll do this to get started in the cross stitch. And she laughed, ha, 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 you know. Well, I went on and bought it. And I got it home, and I started stitching on it. And my first cross stitch showing on my new channel. And here it is. And it is a fully finished object, by the way. So I'm pretty excited about this. There you go. Yeah, that's a witch's hat. All stitched by moi. Talented. I framed. It's all. It is done. I was so thrilled. I got this done, and I put it up on my mantle, and I was showing it to everybody that came in and laughing about it. And anyway, what that did right there was spur me on to like, that was kind of fun. I might get another one. And we had cooking guild that one night, and Renee was here. And I was telling her about it, and we were laughing about my hat, you know. And she said, well, have you ever been on 1, 2, 3 stitch? And I'm like, no, what's that? And she pulls it up on her iPad, and she starts showing it to me, and I'm like, holy shit, this is amazing. And it was cook skill. And all I could think of after that was like, okay, buddy, go home. I want to look at 1, 2, 3 stitch. Out the door. Well, they did leave, and I didn't rush anybody out. It was a beautiful night. But as soon as they left, I got onto 1, 2, 3 stitch, and I started looking around. And I thought, you know what? Maybe I should order me a little kit and do it, because I was enjoying it, you know. And I was good with that until I came across this and fell in love with it. You are my sunshine. My daughter is my sunshine. I love her to pieces. She is a joy. Her giggle, her personality, you can't help but love her. And she used to sing this song to my grandma, her nanny. And when she was little tiny little thing, you are my sunshine. It was so cute. Nanny loved it. We all loved it. And I saw this and said, this is going to happen. So I did. I bought it. And I started working on it. And I for me, I thought I did it relatively quickly. Not that I'm racing or anything like that, but I was surprised. But this is it, all stitched up. It's got a few charms in it. I absolutely love it. When I started in the gray, and then I was like, man, I wish I would have started in the color. Would have gave me a little bit more life there. But this was, oh my gosh, so fun to do. I had fun doing it, and it turned out to be a beautiful work of art that I love. Excuse me. So I was sitting around the house. That was finished, and I was like, I want to do something else. Do I have anything left? I keep everything. Do I have anything left? So I went out, started scrummaging through my craft closet. Because I will also buy things, if I see a markdown at Walmart or Hobby Lobby or anywheres, I'll buy it because someone might want it, or I could gift it or something like that. So I randomly just pick up things that I think somebody might like. So when I got out there were no patterns, of course. There was a couple leaflets, but unfortunately, they were teddy bears and geese, and I was like, nope, not doing that. But it has some Ada in there. Oh, and by the way, that's the first time I had not stitched on Ada. That's an even weave right there. 28 count. And I was like, when I got it, I was like, oh, lordy me, I don't know how to do this. But I picked it up really easy, read a few instructions, paid more attention to the stitches on Flosstube. And loved it. I was like, this is great. I love this even weave stuff. I have not yet cross-stitched on linen. Scared. I don't still understand all the fabric that goes with this. I watch these floss tubes, and there's these huge fabrics, dyed fabrics, gorgeous fabrics, and I drool for them, but I have no idea when I get on to order them. I'm like, I don't know. And I just put it up because I don't know. I need a tester. I need to be able to go into a needle workshop and say, can I have an inch by inch of this so I can test on it, so I can just see it, feel it, smell it, look at it. So that ordering fabric still scares me. So I usually, when I order something, I get it kitted up. So I was like, I want to cross stitch something. I had embroidery things, I had crochet, but no, I wanted to cross stitch something, and I didn't have anything. So I ordered. I have a friend who met his girlfriend, and their first conversation on Facebook through friends was on Messenger, and they talked about Edgar Poe, the poet. Anyway, the Raven and Annabelle Lee. Anyway, and they had this conversation about it, you know, and it was really cute, their story about it. So I told her, I said, well, if y'all ever get married, I'm going to make you a wedding sampler with a raven on it and some coffins. And she kind of laughed, and I was like, you know what, I said that, but I wonder what kind of raven stuff's out there. Well, Lord me ho, I found one, of course, and I said, I like it. It's big. I can do it. I'm going to try it. So I ordered this from La Da Da. Isn't it lovely? I thought it was lovely. Couldn't wait to get it home. But when I ordered it, I was like, I need orange fabric, but I don't have orange fabric. But what I did have, and I don't know how I had this, I had tangerine Rit dye, an old stained Ada that I found in a box. So while this was coming to me, I got to dyeing on this, and it turned out really great. I was like, wow. Now, in between all of this, I was watching McKenna. And McKenna was given the opportunity by Max X Stitcher, I think, to review some of their products. And she said, she put on a video that if you went and ordered anything and you put her name in it, you got a discount. I don't remember how much or anything like that. But, so I got over there, and really, I've only done DMC floss. And here we have variegated, overdyed. I'm like, oh, Lord. But anyway, I was curious, so I ordered me some. Then I found out that they were changing the way they were storing their flosses, and they had this really big cheap sale. You just kind of order, I want 500 skeins, and they send you whatever. I didn't order 500 skeins. So I was like, well, you know what? I got an idea. I want to try this. This is the best way. I'm going to order it. But I also had an idea way back then that my embroidery guild that meets once a month, we're going to do a Christmas party in December. And one of the things I wanted to do was have a little gift bag for all the embroidery guild members. And they range from never did embroidery to pretty good at embroidery. So we have a long range of that skill. But I thought the people who have skill will appreciate it, and the people who've never done this will be able to see some different threads. So that was my thought. So I ordered a bunch of that. But one that caught my attention and was not in that one was Raven's Wing. And that's what I did this in. I shouldn't have put this in because I'm going to show you. Anyway, this is it's 3 threads. The raven is done in Raven Wing, which I thought was like so cute. But I hope you can see the variegation that's in that. I thought it was really cool the way it worked out. And then the words are a different one, and then the border is a different one. And I don't know their names. So I had a lot of fun. And I understand now, well, I understood it with this too, but this one it hit more home, is when those borders line up. I was like, oh, Lordy, please line up. And when it lined up, I celebrated. I was like, I did it. Woohoo! I did it. So that, of course, spun me into a pit of joy, pit of cross stitch, whatever you want to call it. I knew that I wanted to do more, so I got that. And we were watching DSquared, and one night in the house, me and my hubby. And if I point here, I'm pointing at the TV. If I point here, it's where me and my husband sit. So anyway, we were watching them, and I believe it was Donna showed a boot pattern. Actually, she showed her finished product. And she said, I finally put the last stitch in it. You know, she talked about the back stitching and all of this. And I was like, I love that. That's pretty. But I just let it go. When it was over, my husband looked over at me and said, do you think you could do that? And I was like, whoa, I don't know. That's some hardcore stuff there. That's pretty tight. And he said, did you want to try? And I was like, yeah, I want to try it. So he actually, he told me to get on 1, 2, 3 Stitch and order it. And I did. Not knowing anything about it. But I'll get back to that in a little bit. Back to that. But anyway, so another pattern starts coming in. One of you Flosstubers, I don't know who it is, had this going. Halloweenies. Now, I have 2 dachshunds, a Chiweenie, and an American Bulldog. All are my babies. I love them all. But the Chihuahuas are 14 and 13 years old. They're getting on up there. And I saw this, and I had to have it. And not that I just have to have this, but I wanted them all. But I ordered this. I was like, I'm getting it. My husband knew it was going to happen when I saw it. So, you know, and he doesn't care. He's a sweetheart. So anyway, I got it in. I got the boots in first. I think I don't know what the time span between this was. But anyway, I got the boots. And I started working on the boots. Whoa. A little overwhelmed. It was hot. It was like, overwhelmed. So I got this, and I thought, I'm going to take a break from that and work on a little of this. And that was my plan. But I saw this. I'm not going to have 100 whips, people. Nope, not me. Not going to do that. I'm going to have a big project, and I'm going to have a small project. So when I get tired of the big project, I'll work on the small project. That was my thoughts anyway. So I got this in, and I only bought the pattern. And so like I said, I did not know anything about fabric. It still scares me to even try. So I went to, there was a needle workshop, not in our town, but in another town. And so I drove over, and of course I'm pointing that away, so it's that way. I do this a lot. Sorry, it's just going to have to be that way. I went over there, and I said, I've got this. I'm new to cross stitch. I have no idea. I know that I'm going to order the rest of them, and I know that I want them to match. And I've read online that all the suggested material for all of them are different. Except I want them to match because I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. And so I want the materials to match and the threads and everything. Kind of, you know that they're all together. So she took it. She measured it. She was wonderful. Wonderful. She took it over there. She looked at the materials. She had me look at the materials. She even gave me a little scrap and said, do some stitches on this. And I was like, okay. And I did some stitches on it. I had a pair of cheaters so I could see them. And I liked it. And I said, let's go with it. And I chose the color. It's just a neutral color, you know, because I really wanted the dachshunds to shine because they're my babies. And she cut it out. And while I was there, I told her, I'm ordering another one. I've got Winter Wienerland coming in. and I'm going to order it, something. And I said, well, go on and give me another bolt or another piece of this. So she looked it up and got the dimensions and all that, and she cut that one too. So I had this one, and I have another material already for the second one when I got ready to go, because my thought was get this one finished and move on, but that hasn't happened quite like that. So anyway, this is my Halloweenies. I absolutely adore it. I don't know if you can see, but I labeled it. I got a daisy and I got a teddy. I love them. They're my babies. There they go. This one over here is my daisy. And this one with the crazy hat on is my teddy. I had so much fun embroidering it, or cross stitching this. It was a blast. And I've already got my second one. Actually, I've got more than that. So this is stuff that I've finished stitching, but I've not done anything else on that. So I'm going to jump ahead for a little bit because there was stuff that happened between this and where I am now. But what happened just this last week is what I want to speak on next. And what happened this last week was I was sitting on a chair. Excuse me. I was sitting on a chair and I thought, oh, Lord. We've got 2 new ladies in our family. They're girlfriends. But I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon. And this is one of their first. Matter of fact, the Raven one. This is one of those. And then another one. A girlfriend to my adopted son and a girlfriend to my nephew. And I was like, oh, I want them to feel special. I want them to feel loved. You know, and I'm about homemade gifts. I don't like shopping, so I'm about homemade gifts. So I was like, what am I going to do? Being new, not a lot of Christmas patterns, not a lot of stash. So I'm like, So I got online and I went to a few of the, see there's a lady and she's even on Flosstube and I can't think of her name. I am so sorry, but I will try to look that up. And she asked, she was doing a giveaway and she asked to be entered in the giveaway, give her a site for freebies so she could add it to her list. And I was like, wow, your list. And she gave her blog information. So I went there and I was like, I wonder if any of these have Christmas ornaments. So I went to some of the names, like Lizzie K and Perry Schooler, which is what I chose, and went to their free section, Christmas free section, and was able to get a couple that I liked. And so I pulled off 4 and to debate between them, and I picked out the 2. So I'm not going to hold this up anymore, but this is the Prairie Schooler Poinsettia. And why I'm so proud of this is because yesterday I completely finished this. I'm proud of myself. And I'll talk about that in just a second. And this is from Lizzie Kate. One of them really likes coffee. I'm saying this is hot chocolate though. But anyway, so I finished this one yesterday too. So I stitched them within a couple of days and then finished them out. So I was pretty proud of myself. I'm like, becoming a grown-up cross stitcher here. Love them. I did do a video yesterday as I was finishing them because I wanted to, document it. And my goal was to have this YouTube channel. And it also spurred me to come on and do this YouTube channel too. So, it is a flat fold. And I followed Vanna's, I said it wrong in the video too, Vanna's tutorial where she did the one where it does like this. I just did a flat fold. But anyway, I love these. I enjoyed doing them. And also those are 2 fully finished objects that like I put on my Instagram. It's going to hurt a little bit to give them away because I had them sitting up on my mantle and I liked them. I liked them a lot. So, a little embroidery piece I did a while back. I haven't made him into his ornament that he needs to be, but he's a lovely Santa Claus. Just love him. Okay, he's over there. Whoa. Let's talk about what I'm working on now. Of course, I'm working on the cowboy boots. I've already talked about the cowboy boots. And they're just lovely. It takes a lot. But I told Robert, my husband, so when I get this done, and not any time in the near future, I'm even talking about this, I said, but wouldn't it be great if I could go back in there and re-pattern and design your designs that you've done on your cowboy boots and put them on these 4. And he thought that was a great idea. That's, hey, maybe one day, but it was a good thought. Because he is a cowboy boot maker. He does all things in leather. He's a wonderful leather maker. He's a beautiful artisan. He can do just about everything. but he's a cowboy boot maker. He works full-time, but he does the cowboy boot making on the side. Anyway, so I'm working on that, and this is where I'm at on it. Now, and like I said, it's a couple half pair, quarter pair of boots. Like I said, I knew nothing about fabric, so I ordered that. I ordered it just done. Send me the fabric that it's called for. Send me everything. And this is it's called oatmeal something, but it's Aida, and it's stiff and it's thick, and I don't really like the feel. But what I do like is it's large enough that I can actually work. And when I get going and I got a spot where I don't have to change threads, I can really move quickly because it's a wonderful size for me, for my eyes. So this is my cowboy boots. And I will have it done. I took it with me to the Cowboy Boot Makers and Saddle Convention in October and worked on it there. I probably will not do that again because I had to frog some stuff because I was busy and should have been paying more attention. So the other big project I have going on right now is the illuminated manuscript. Okay. Being in my hobby group, this speaks to me in so many ways because I study medieval embroidery, Renaissance embroidery. I also studied a little bit of calligraphy and illumination. So when I saw this in this old magazine, Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, 1990, I was like, oh my God, I want to do that so bad. And it jumped ahead in the project thing. When I was at the needleworker shop, I showed her the magazine and I said, I want material for this. And I said, this is what I need. And she goes, no, give me that. And she said, back when this time period, they were doing 2-inch margins, and now they do 3-inch. So she made sure that I had enough to do it all. She's a wonderful person. I love this. Luckily enough, when I got this magazine, I also got the second magazine where the Illumination 2 is in. So my plans are to do this and to one day do the second one and have them hanging together. They're beautiful. They spoke to me. I love that. The colors on this is true to medieval manuscripts of the time period. That blue and that red, you see a lot of that. So anyway, this is where I've gotten on it. Oh, God. I just love that right there, that illuminated letter. Oh, love it. She's coming out, and she'll be there soon. I've got a mistake in this area right here, but I'm going to have to work around it because I have to take out the majority of these stuff to fix it. And if I take it out, I won't do it again. So I'm going to work around it. It's going to be fudged. It's going to be fine because this bad boy has those. And hello, welcome to the world of cross stitch. Half stitches, quarter stitches. At first, when I looked at it, I was like, look at those dingbats. They didn't put the whole cross stitch in there. But anyway, I soon learned that that's what it's supposed to be like. And I've soldiered through and I've worked on it. And I think it's turning out beautiful. I love it. I'm enjoying doing it. So those are works in progress for cross stitch. Is in here. Now, this is for a friend's wedding. And I've been working on it. The wedding's in March. I've been working on it for a little bit. But I've come to a stopping point because, not because I'm tired of it, because I love embroidery, I never get tired of it. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, really? Oh, wow. I love it. This is going to be another one that I'm going to be glad to give her because I love her to pieces. It's also going to hurt because I take every stitch by stitch. And I don't rush through anything. It has to lay perfect. If a French knot does not have that little dimple in it, I'll take it out. It has to have a dimple. It has to be tight. It's got to be perfect. I've got one more cluster of flowers to go. Where's it go? Oh, way over here. On this one. Right here. Cluster of flowers need to go there. I don't know what I want to put there yet. That's why I've actually had to put this up. But I was thinking about putting their initials in there, but I don't think there's going to be enough time for initials. I really don't. Or enough space for initials. I wanted to throw some gold work or silver work on it. That we'll have to see. I don't know where I'll go with that. But that, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Doing it in Sullivan threads too. Just because I wanted to try some different stuff. And as a matter of fact, my Halloweenies are done in Sullivan because I've worked with DMC before, and I have a little bit of DMC. But then I was like, I might as well buy Sullivan if I'm going to buy DMC. So that is what I've done, what I've finished, what I've fully finished, and what I'm working on. This, of course, what's already spoken about this, is my neck. It is kitted up. It's ready to go. I even have that on the bows. Right there. I have that. But the next, of course, is the Winter Wienerland. Isn't that amazing? I can't wait. Now, the lady at the needleworker shop, and I will get all that information and everything. She told me, she said, it's supposed to have gentle arch threads. She said, but you don't need to spend that money on this right now. She said, she talked to me. She said, get just the special threads for the dogs. She said, spend your money on the dogs. Make them a little bit better. And I did. I followed her. You know, she's done all her sewing for her models in her shop. She does beautiful work. Beautiful work. So I'm like, you know, she's been doing it for years. I've been doing it for months. So I listen to her. And love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So that's in the process. That's ready to go when I'm ready to take that step. But that might be a little bit more. I don't know. Okay, so what I've ordered, and not kitted up or anything, just the patterns. Of course, I've gotten, this is for, oh, let me see, Teeny Weenies. Couldn't find this. I didn't even know about Teeny Weenies until I was playing on eBay one day, and I saw it. And then I looked on 1-2-3 Stitch and some other places, and I couldn't find it, so I went on and got it. I said, I gotta have it. It's part of, I don't know if it's necessarily part of the series, but it's a dachshund. I gotta have it. So my birthday, like I said, was in November. And I told everybody what I wanted, because I'm like, this is what I want. And so my son and my daughter, James and Sarah, Michael's still in the Marines away. James just got out and is staying with us. So I told them, I want this for my birthday. So they got me jeans and weenies. Oh, is that cute? And turkey sausage. What? Am I going to do it the right way? What? I'll tell you. I'm excited about them. They're sitting there. And I totally understand now where I didn't used to understand. It's like, why buy it if you're not going to work on it right away? I understand. I know they're there. I know I've got them. And whenever I want to, I can start them. I get that now. So, there was a Flosstube mom and daughter team. Pam and Steph. I know you all know who they are. I think Pam was stitching this. And I was like, white pumpkins. It called for me. I was like, I like that. I want to do that. And so I got online and I ordered it. But Lord and behold, this one, here's some more white pumpkins. Isn't that cute? Was on clearance. Less than $3 on clearance. And I was already paying shipping and handling. So I went on and got it. I was like, I deserve it. I deserve it. So, but my needleworker shop, and I could have ordered this on 1-2-3 Stitch, but I want to support them. And I'm not in any hurry to get it. But I am getting a little concerned that I haven't gotten it. But she told me not to worry, that sometimes she has trouble. But anyway, I want to do Here There Be Monsters. I've seen it done on Flosstube. I know McKenna's done it. And wasn't that interested in it until I saw it done in one color. And there's a couple people doing that. And I was like, I want to do that. And plus the medieval Celtic, all of that thrills me. So anyway, she's ordered that for me, and I'm waiting for a call. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not in no hurry to do it. I've got Planet Pattern. When I called and checked on it, and she goes, well, feel free to order it online if you are in a hurry. And I was like, I am not in no hurry. I will wait for you. But today I got on 1-2-3 Stitch and didn't order that. But I wanted some more ornament patterns because I thought maybe I could get another ornament pattern in. So I found an ornament pattern that was on clearance, and I went on and ordered it, and some material. I went on and ordered the material that went with it, just what they suggested, you know, because I had material, fabric. I don't know. It just blows my mind. Anyway, my husband made this. It's a koozie. Anyway. So, some of the embroidery things I do, and I know, I'm going to turn you because it's easier to turn you, or take you down with us. This right here is an embroidery piece that I'm working on. and it's going to be a coif for one of my outfits in our hobby group. It doesn't look like much, I understand, right now. I totally get that. But it's going to be lovely. Normally, they would be on, they'd be black, maybe red, something like that. But I wanted to do something different, and I'm doing a variegated green. And I don't care what people say. I'm not going to be judged on it. But all the motifs in there represent somebody that has touched my life in the SCA and mundanely. And it's going to be very special when I get it done. It's going to be something that's going to take a little while. It's not going to be done tomorrow. It probably won't be gone next week or next year. It's just going to be a while. So I was walking through thrift stores. I talk fast. I switch fast. Got to pay attention. Yesterday. And came across this. Look at this. People, it's brand new. There's no scuff marks on the bottom or anything yet. I'm like, okay, I gotta have it. So I bought it. Hardly anything. And brought it home. And I'm thinking about taking my boot pattern off the Q-snaps and putting it on there so I can do more of the up and down thing. Anyway, so that's that. Now, talk about my channel, what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to get on a schedule with my channel. And why do I want to do a schedule? Is because I don't care if you do a schedule or not. I'm not, either way for you. But because I watch you, no matter when you put your videos out, I'm going to watch you. However, I know that Sunday night, Pam and Steph's going to put out a video. So Monday morning, I get up and I'm drinking my coffee or my milk or whatever I'm drinking. I watch me some Pam and Steph. Tuesday morning, I know that Michelle Bendy Stitches is going to put up her video, and I will get to watch that. So that's why I thought I'd like to keep on a schedule. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, I'm not going to fuss about it. So I also will be doing a variety of arts on my channel, not just cross stitch. You'll be seeing my embroidery. You will also be going with me into the kitchen to do some of my other stuff that I do. I've done cooking videos and posted them on my Facebook before. So I'm pretty good at taking you with me in there. And I'm really big in sourdough. I have my sourdough starter, Sheila. Y'all introduce you to Sheila. And kombucha. And I love pickling. All that stuff is good for your gut and healthy for you. So I'm not a big health nut. Lord knows I got a box of a candy dish full of Hershey Kisses. My favorite snacks, French fries from McDonald's. I do. I love them. So I'm not a health freak. And Lord knows I'm drinking Big Red. I did not know. Some people have never tasted Big Red. We were at the Bootmakers Convention. And people come in from all over the place for that. And I was sitting beside a lady from Canada. And we got to talking. And I said something about Big Red. And she goes, what are you talking about? What is that? And I was like, what? You never had Big Red? And some other ladies, like one from Tennessee, they had Big Red. I was like, oh, we are changing this right now. So my husband, as sweetheart as he is, went out to the car and got a Big Red 20-ounce bottle and brought it in. And we had like a wine tasting. We had a Big Red tasting. Big Red is not for everybody. Big Red, some people say Big Red tastes like gum, bubble gum. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Big Red tastes like Big Red, and there is no substitute for Big Red. Like I said, Texas girl, Big Red. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Just give me some goat juice right there, right fast. I love it. The other thing I want to do is segments. I'll try not to talk as fast through segments as I do now. Embroidery, cross stitch, embroidery, this, what I'm doing, what I'm not doing, what's my plans, all of that. I do really fast, and I know it. One of the segments that I want to do is I want to call it the man cave, because I love my husband and I am so proud of his work. I mean, this is like, look at that. If you can see, that's, it looks like wood. The man is talented. Talented. So I'm going to feature something in the man cave every week or month or whatever I do that he does. And like I said, he is a wonderful artisan. So this video, I'm going to show the boots that he made for me. He made these to enter into a competition. So they very strict guidelines. Like he had to have so many rows of stitching, just stitching on it, blah, blah, blah. So that's why they're like this. When he makes me a pair of boots that I design, you know, I can do whatever I want. But these are mine. I love them. They're beautiful. But I got a broken toe. I broke it like 2 months ago and it's still not. I can't put tennis shoes on for very long before it bothers me. So I've not been in my cowboy boots in a while. But they're gorgeous. I'm proud of him. He's a wonderful guy. He supports me. I support him. As a matter of fact, we were coming home Monday night. We went over to a friend's house and we were coming home and he was like talking to him, just chatting, and he goes, yeah, he said, we're going to need to see what we can do to get you to one of those retreats that you watch all the time. And I was like, can I choose the retreat? I know some people I really want to meet. So anyway, so he's very supportive of that, and I just love it. So I think I'm pretty much to the end. Oh no, I'm not. I want to talk about one more thing. Everybody does shout outs. Well, I'm gonna do my shout outs too, but I'm gonna have two categories. I'm gonna have the Oldies But the Goodies, and I'm gonna have the newcomers. Newcomers to either they're me or newcomers to Flosstube. Anyway, so Oldies But the Goodies. And I gotta tell you, because I love these people. And there's more. I just can't do them all because, you know, we don't have time. And I'm at 46 minutes. So, and I don't care about time. I don't care about time because I will watch your videos from 5 minutes to 2 hours to 3 hours, depending on some people. I love Flosstube and I love watching y'all. And I love your works of art. So I'm not worried about time as much. If you're worried about time, then you can always pause and come back. But I tell you, don't leave, because you never know what goofiness I will do or what I'm going to pop up next and show you. So, anyway, the first one I want to talk about, call out, is half stitch cross stitch. Y'all, everybody knows her because, and everybody's going to know this list of everybody I call out here. I don't have to say it. Everybody's going to know these people. But, oh my gosh, is she not a soothing, just lovely woman? If you're having a bad day, just go watch her. She's just lovely and a talented woman, beautiful woman, sweet. Would love to personally meet her one day. I really would. She's a sweetie. And of course, then there's Bendy Stitching. Other than just being very charismatic, and she's so very giving. I mean, giving to this community and giving in general. Raising money. So for Alzheimer's, I think she had one a few months back. I'm from Texas, and when Harvey hit Texas, people don't realize how devastating it really, really is. I have friends who I think it's November 30th today. They're hoping to be back in their home today. I mean, the news don't carry it anymore, but it's still bad. It still is, and people are getting back to their lives, though, and we all recover fine, and we are all going to be great. But this community started doing T-shirts and started doing, and for the fires. But she leads this. I know there's others. And she'll be like, oh, I'm not, she's very, like that. I'm not taking the credit for any of this. But you can tell it's genuine, and it's from her heart, that she really cares about these people. I love that girl. I want to meet her too, and I will meet her. This is my goal. I want to meet these people. And her daughter, when she talks about her daughter, Rose, because I love my daughter, Sarah, so I understand totally. Stitching in sequins. Wow, McKenna. I love her because, you know what? She doesn't give a shit. I mean, really, she lives her life. She lives her life the way she wants to live her life. Her personality is her personality, and you don't want to watch her, then don't watch her. Is her attitude, and that's what I like. I'm like, I'm not going to change me to grab an audience. I'm going to be me, and then the audience is going to come. And that's her. Those sequin jackets, those sequin shoes, all of that. I couldn't do that, wouldn't do that. I'd look like a fool. She looks like $1 million. And I will meet her one day, too. I could never keep up with that woman. I will guarantee. I watch her on Instagram and Flosstube, and she's a force to be reckoned with. But I love her because she's her. DSquared, Debbie and Donna. Do they not crack you up? I laugh and I laugh when I watch their videos. I can't get enough of them. I really like this lady. Jen's Stitching Niche. I love when I see her videos come up. She doesn't do them regularly. She's a very busy woman. But I love when she does do them. They're just fabulous. I love her. Beautiful woman. Loved her parade, her whip parade. Wonderful stuff. Arlene Cohen. Oh my gosh, girl, you stroke my medieval side. You just don't know. With your tatting and your lace making, those ornament books you showed, I've got one of those, and I regularly used to, when I lived closer to Temple, would check it out from the Temple Public Library all the time. Makes great embroidery patterns. But your research into the history of things I love it. It is just, you know, what will she look up next? What will she find? Love her. Want to meet her. Pam and Steph. Pam cracks me up. I mean, when Stephanie makes comments, Pam's face I'm just like, oh my gosh. Between, they just like always with each other, but you know they love each other. And I think they're just lovely people, and I can't wait to meet them. Mischievous Stitcher. Beautiful woman, great personality. Feel for her. I sent 2 boys away to the Marines, and so I know how she felt when that boy left, and I know how she feels every day. I know how she feels when she gets a phone call or a letter. I understand that totally, and you know, I also understand the joy she's going to feel when she sees him for the first time after he gets out of his basic training, and it's going to be lovely, and it's going to be wonderful. So those are my oldies but goodies that I love and that I want to meet. Newcomers, Basic Stitches. That is Jordan and Jamie. Jordan's the daughter, Jamie's the mom, and I don't know, they just got a little chemistry going, and I like them. I like what they do. Morning Stitching, sitting on the floor. That cracks me up in front of the daybed. Laura and Autumn. Laura is the mom, and she does stitching. Autumn's getting into it, which is really good. I don't know if y'all have seen it yet, but Stitching Monks, the Stitching Monks, oh my gosh, they're just a couple. Lori and Noel, I believe, and I enjoyed watching them. My daughter walked through the room when they were on the other day, and she said, oh my God, what a lovely, sweet couple. She loved them. Joan and Kelly, didn't know that was that. They're big, and for years in the cross stitch, I'm assuming, but I just love their videos and how they come together, each having a skill, but to make one video. I love it. That's just great. I don't know if I'll say this right. Pyra Draculea. She's kind of cool. Plays the guitar, does some embroidery, does some cross stitching. Girl after my own heart right there. KittenStitcher. Oh man, the samplers. Once again, the history behind those samplers. When she gave that sampler away, you know, I don't enter the drawings unless I know that I want to do that particular thing. And when she offered that sampler for a giveaway, I like to fell out of my recliner. No lie. I was like, I really don't know what I would have done if I'd have won it, because I probably would have just cried, and that would be a work of art in my house. And I appreciate the samplers because of all the research I've done in embroidery. I love it. And her recreating the samplers, I want to stitch those samplers. I really do. But we'll see. We'll see how life goes. But I love her. And who couldn't love the kittens running around in the background, right? Oh, the kittens are just so damn cute. I love it. So those are some of the newcomers that I have that I love. So I'm at the end, and I'm sorry if I did talk too fast. It's just going to be me. That's how I'm going to be. I enjoyed doing my first one. I hope I can have no trouble getting it loaded up. I'm going to link a bunch of this to my YouTube video. And y'all wish me luck. And I will talk to y'all later. Now, all of you go put some thread in the needle and get to stitching. Bye.